Well, welcome back to NBL Now, all thanks to Code Sports, the home of NBL coverage. And I always say we get special guests on, but this is a big one because we have a two-time champ who celebrates his milestone game this weekend, 350 career games. I'm talking about Shaun Bruce from the Sydney Kings. Brucey, thanks for jumping on, and this is going to be fun to celebrate, I'm sure.
Yeah, we'll be, mate. Really appreciate you having me on and excited to have a chat.
We'll go down memory lane a little bit throughout the last 349 games because it's a long time since you were a rookie, a long time since it all began. But let's quickly touch on last weekend. Obviously, the official round one, we know you played the Euro game before that. Didn't get the result you were after, but it's still so early in the season, obviously. What positives can you take out of that game, albeit in a loss?
Yeah, it's a tough start to the year, and obviously wanted to get off on a better note. Everyone wants to win round one, but yeah, a lot of positives. I think we defended really well. Kind of down 6 with 30 seconds to go. We kept playing throughout and gave our chance to win. So there's a lot of positives with that, and yeah, just looking forward to this week and hopefully tick on off against the Breakers.
I guess the beauty in playing 349 games is you experience all the highs and lows of a season, starting slow, starting strong, and fading out a little bit. But being on a team that has some big new pieces that have to be integrated and figure out the best. I'm talking about Delhi, I'm talking about KD coming in with the core group that's already been there. What have you seen in the preseason, even in, I guess, that first game that gives you that excitement of like, you know what, once we fully click on the same page, like we can actually give this thing a shake?
Yeah, I mean, obviously great we've been able to bring in KD and Delhi, but unfortunately we haven't really had KD throughout the whole preseason, and he's a huge piece for us. So just yeah, getting used to playing with him, and yeah, we've seen glimpses in that partisan game, and even on the weekend when he can get going and we can make life easy for him, he'll be really tough to stop.
Looking back, so 349 games, you've been all around. We talk about Cairns, we talk about a little stint in Adelaide, but sitting here to reflect on where you've been and where you've come from so far, what stands out to you?
Yeah, surprises. Surprised that I'm here, to be honest. Lots of ups and downs, but as I sit here, just feel really proud of everything. Yeah, as a kid, I just loved the NBL. Grew up like loving DMAC. Just watched every game. Was a huge fan, and this was my dream to be here. So, just really proud to have achieved that, and yeah, it's special to have played this many games and hopefully get a couple more out.
You started the career obviously in Cairns, and again, you've been on teams that haven't got the ultimate success, and then you get back-to-back championships in Sydney. Who are some potentially some influential people, whether it's teammates, coaches, anybody along the way who, when it's all said and done, I know you're not done yet, you got plenty left in the tank, but it's people that when they ask you to talk about those mentors or people who had that impact, that the name will pop to your head straight away.
Yeah, it's hard to do justice just naming a few, but like I can't go past Fernie, Aaron Fern, giving me my first opportunity up in Cairns. Like for a guy that didn't go to college, I wasn't really on junior national teams or anything like that. He kind of just saw something in me and came and watched me a couple of times playing for Ballarat, and kind of saw maybe there's a chance that I could help in practice. That was probably as far as it went. But when I got up there, really just taught me how to work, and yeah, showed me what it was to be a professional. So I think without that start with him, who knows what could have happened.
To go through all of what you have been through, the ups and downs, and you look back, everything you've learned so far as a player, as a leader, what do you wish you knew back as a rookie? Or is it better to be naive to understand, you know what, I have to have gone in blank. I had to go in figuring it all out to take the setbacks because it probably wouldn't have helped me get to where I am today without that.
Yeah, no, I was definitely naive. I think it's just a big part of it's just staying as level as you can throughout it all, because you're gonna, after you play a few, you're gonna win a lot, you're gonna lose a lot, and just bouncing back and getting onto that next week as quick as possible. It's probably something early on you dwell on things a little bit too much, or it takes a bit to move on, but something I've been able to build throughout my career, and feel a lot better about that kind of stuff now.
The short stint in Adelaide as an injury replacement player, that was through a year where a lot of the outside noise was saying, how is Shaun Bruce not on a normal roster spot? When you look back at that and to figure out, After that, once you got back into the league, you went on to be an integral part of back-to-back winning championships in Sydney. Everything you've done as a leader, leading the Sydney Kings. But that stint in particular, how did you get through that? Because we see a lot of guys, and there's always been the noise of, how is that guy not in the NBL this year? And some people end up just kind of fading away, and others like yourself say, you know what, when I'm getting that chance, I'm going to take it. And that's what you did.
Yeah, I was really lucky. Like, obviously, I'm from Horsham, so in that year, I couldn't go back and just hang out in Horsham for the year. Luckily, my wife's from Cairns, so we moved back in with her family. We moved up there, and it was Mike Kelly actually. He kind of invited, well, I gave him a call and asked if I could come in and train while I didn't really know what I was doing, and he just gave me a platform to stay involved, which I was really lucky to have, and yeah, with that, I knew a time was going to come and I just had to stay ready. So just, yeah, hung out up in Cairns for a little bit and kept working and just knew that next opportunity I had to be ready for. And was really lucky to land on my feet for a few games in Adelaide with Joey. And he gave me a lot of confidence, a lot of opportunity just to be myself down there. And I kind of carried that with me when I come up here to Sydney as well.
Now, Brucey, I've had the pleasure of being a teammate with you when we played the uni games, playing for Australia. And I say this in the most endearing way possible. You are the ultimate pest of a teammate because you're somebody who you want to go to battle with every single day, and you know the opposition you're going to be a nightmare for. When did that become a mindset of like, you know what? Like, this is who I am and this is what I do very well. And I know my teammates love it. I know our fans love it. And it's going to help our team win, even though the rest of the opposition they're going to absolutely hate when you step on the floor.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think maybe it comes from being the youngest of three brothers. Growing up in Horsham, small town, like you always feel like you're the underdog. You got a chip on your shoulder. So I think it's something that's been in my identity for a long time. But yeah, I'd say that little stint I had outside the league, it was kind of like when I get back in there, I want to be myself. And if I'm gonna end up without a job again or I'm not on a team, like I want to know that this next stint I've got no regrets of being me and knowing how I want to play. So yeah, it's a bit of fun and we go out there and I just try to win. So it's yeah, it is what it is.
I mean, it's proven to be successful. You go back to those Sydney back-to-back championships and you did it at such a high level. Arriving in Sydney and becoming the top level of a leader that you've been throughout your career, was there anybody who helped, I guess, morph you into those leadership qualities, or was it something you always knew was there? Because it kind of felt like at times you were like, you know what, this is now Shaun Bruce, we need to rely on you as a guy who in your role is a little different to a lot of the other starters or other captains who have played for 400 plus games, but you did it at such a high level and helped get the ultimate success of winning championships.
Yeah, I appreciate that. It kind of just happened overnight. Like when I first got to Sydney, we had a lot of veterans, Bogues, Kev Lish, Newells, Kicks. It wasn't really asked of me in that first year or so, but kind of overnight, those guys move on and you look around the locker room like who's going to step up. And I was really lucky at the time. Will, our coach, kind of spoke to me about it and um, he believed in me and kind of just said like there's an opportunity here for you to step up in this area, and it was something I really enjoyed and wanted to give more in that space. So yeah, it's something that kind of just come about through nature and being on some younger teams, but something I'm really I get excited about and something I enjoy doing.
To be able to go through that and taste the ultimate success of finally winning a championship, I'm not sure how many games it took by the time you got that championship. What did it mean to you when you look back and realize, and we see it all the time where teams who get ultimately really close, Melbourne United in recent history, back-to-back losses, but winning a championship is bloody hard. And to be able to get up and do it in that back-to-back year like you did, and now trying to get back there, how do you kind of sum it all up, the quest to win a championship?
Yeah, it's extremely tough. Like every year now we've got 10 teams, all they all think they're going to win a championship this year. That's the nature of the NBL now, how competitive it is. But for me, people ask all the time, like, what was it about those teams? And it's hard to put a finger on, really. You've got to have, obviously, a great team, lot to go your way, a lot of luck. But all in all, like winning those championships, it was just fulfilling and a lot of validation that you're doing the right things and you're moving in the right direction. But as you say, there's 9 teams that lose every year, so it's a really hard thing to do.
How do you take on that as a leader then? That first year after you've gone back to back and you don't get the success you want as a team coming into the next year, what are you thinking about as a leader? What do I need to tell this new group, the returning faces, to make sure that we stay locked in? And you don't want to necessarily just write off the year that you didn't succeed at the highest level, but also making sure, you know what, let's keep looking forward and let's try and get back to that top.
Yeah, I think that's the thing with the NBL. Like every year's a fresh start. Like there's so much turnover of players and coach. Like after that championship, we got a different coach. Zave's gone to the NBA and then to Japan. Like it's a completely new environment to some extent. So yeah, you kind of take each year just as it comes and what it's for, and you build with that new group kind of every year in the NBL, which makes it kind of unique in itself.
350 games coming up and a whole lot left, but I will ask you then, that elephant in the room is, how are you feeling? How much you got left in the tank, man?
It's a good question, but no, I feel great. Feel like I'm still contributing a lot of different ways. So we'll keep enjoying it while I can and see what happens.
This more recent stint, you've got to do it being a father. What has that been like when you look back at Shaun Bruce, the rookie, up in Cairns, and this is an NBL now, so we don't have to get into Cairns stories as a rookie, because anyone who's been a rookie in Cairns, there's some different unique stories. But to who you are now, and I guess what your thoughts are about life of being a father and seeing your little one there at games.
Yeah, it's unreal. It's the best thing ever. It's when I know they're going to be there. We've got a lot of afternoon games. It's something I'm looking for, like pre-game, make sure they're all right. But yeah, I love it. To put it in perspective, like my boy Rocky wears his jersey to the game, and he came on Sunday. We watched it Sunday night, and like Monday morning, he's ripping it off the line again to put it on. So that was pretty cool to see. And even after a loss, he wants to chuck the Kings colors on. But yeah, I don't know how much longer he's going to be wearing mine. He's a big fan of Zave, so I'll take it while I can that he's still wearing my jersey.
I think there's a lot of big fans of Zave out there, to be fair. But no, we'll keep rolling the Shaun Bruce one. When he's old enough to really be able to understand what you achieved in your professional career, what do you hope he looks back on and sees? Because obviously you can type in Shaun Bruce on Google. It's going to say 2-time champion or NBL champion. There's a lot of those accolades, but just understanding who Shaun Bruce was, the professional basketball playing at the highest level in Australia, what do you hope he understands?
Great question. I think just yeah, I won't want to bore him with too many old war stories, but just hopefully he knows like as if you work and you care about something enough, you can go and achieve it. And I've had my dream as a basketballer, but whatever he decides he wants to do with a bit of hard work and care, he can get there himself.
As I said, there's a whole lot left in your tank, mate. And I got the pleasure to be a teammate with you a couple of times. But seeing the NBL and seeing the veterans who get into 350 games, get into 400 games, does it feel real as that kid from Horsham who's having to be a part of this group? I mean, we celebrated Jason Caddy's milestone last year, a couple of years ago, Adam Gibson. You mentioned Brad Newley, all of these Australian NBL greats. And Shaun Bruce is ticking over 350 games as a 2-time champion. It must still feel pretty surreal, I would imagine.
Yeah, it does. Got to pinch myself that I'm on a list with those guys' names, but yeah, just excited to keep enjoying it and see where it goes.
Well, mate, the only thing I'm upset about is this milestone game's not on a Sunday, so we can't get you mic'd up again, because you are one of the most enjoyable mic'd up characters, and we get to see the full leadership on display. I also want to get that kind of uncut one of you doing what you do best and getting under the skin of the opposition. So we'll put that in the ether for the rest of the season, mate. But congratulations again. A whole lot left to go, but we appreciate everything you've done. So good luck this season. Good luck on Saturday night.
Cheers, Halls. Legend.
Thank you, everybody. That Code Sports has your NBL covered like no one else. Expert analysis on and off the court. Head to codesports.com.au today. And as we said, 350 games coming up for Shaun Bruce this weekend. Make sure you're watching.